everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new DC Comics Multiverse 6-inch Batman The Dark Knight Returns Robin figure from Mattel. Now this figure comes packaged in the same style packaging we always see with the Multiverse figures. You've got the red box, black highlights, Multiverse logo up top, the figure clearly displayed, comic book art down below, the name of the character, and it also tells us it comes with the New 52 Doomsday Collect and Connect piece. On the side of the packaging we have more artwork for the character, a brief bio, and then on the back of the packaging we have a look at the New 52 Doomsday Collect and Connect figure, and then all the figures that you need to get in the wave in order to complete that figure. Now all the figures except for the Lex Luthor and the Mutant Leader have started to hit shelves now, and those two should probably be out next month. Okay, so let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging along with the other contents. Now this figure comes with the right leg for the New 52 Doomsday Collect and Connect figure, and once I have all the figures in this wave and we put the figure together, I'll do a video review, its own video review for Doomsday, so be sure to check back for that. Besides the Collect and Connect piece, Robin also comes with a slingshot, as you see her use in the comic books, and this is done with just basic paint applications. You've got the black on the handle and then gray and a beige color, and it is made out of a kind of a rubbery type material, so it is, the handle does kind of bend, and then this back portion, the portion that you would pull back to shoot something with, is sculpted in this one position, so it's not like you can have her posed in an actual shooting position or anything. The left hand is closed-fisted. She can only hold this slingshot in her right hand, and she holds it pretty tight. But again, she can't really hold it in a shooting position. And then they've also given a place on her belt, a little loop on her belt that you can slide this in so she can hold it, basically store it there when not using it. Now I will say, because this is that kind of bendable rubber material that they've made the slingshot, and this little loop is a very kind of tight hole, that getting it to actually slide in there can take some effort. Once you do get it in there, then it stays in there nice and tight. So for the figure itself, now I'm sure most of you are aware, this is based on the female Robin that appeared in the classic Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns graphic novel, and overall I think the figure's pretty good. My only complaint is I don't like how they've painted the R. It looks really bad. It's way too thick. It's not how it really looks in the comic book, so I don't like that. But otherwise I think it's a pretty solid looking figure. I think the face sculpt's pretty good. She wears these glasses and the lenses have this kind of neon green color to it with the black rims, and I think again that looks good. And I like how they've sculpted her hair, and she does have a little bit of wash work in the hair, so it's kind of an orangey red color with some darker colors mixed in, and overall I think that comes off looking pretty good. She's got the cape, which is done with the vinyl material, and then just basic paint apps, the green and the red and the yellows throughout most of the costume. She doesn't have her legs covered. The skin tone's pretty good. It's a darker color for the skin tone, so I think it looks pretty good. And then she's got the green classic Robin Hood type shoes on. But again, I don't like this R. Really, I don't know if it'll look like this on all the figures, but definitely that it looks like it kind of messed up there with the paint on the R. It's way too thick. So this figure stands just a little bit over 5 inches tall. Here she is next to Mattel's Multiverse Dark Knight Returns Batman figure, and I think the scale between these two is pretty good. And then finally, here's a comparison with the other Multiverse Dark Knight Returns figures that have been released up to this point. And again, I think the scale is pretty good between these figures. And we're going to be getting the Mutant Leader later on, in the second portion of this wave. And then also Mattel is going to be doing a Joker figure later in the year. Articulation is standard with what we see in this line. You can turn the head to the left and to the right. There's no real back or forth motion. You can get the arm out good rotation. Only has a single hinged elbow, so can bend her elbow about that much. Has swivels at the elbow, swivels at the wrist, but no hinges. Doesn't have an ab crunch, but does have a waist swivel. Has those side hinge joints, so can do the splits pretty good, and then can get a leg forward pretty good, and can do her leg back about this much. Now this piece here, this bottom piece on her tunic, is that kind of vinyl material, and it's actually a separate piece, so it can actually move a little bit on the figure, so if it gets off center you can straighten it out. She's got a thigh swivel, she's got a single hinged knee, so she can bend her knee about that much, and then she's got hinges on the feet, so she's got some up and down movement but no rotation, and of course no ankle pivot, and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall I would say the figure is pretty decent looking, other than how they painted the R on it. I don't like that R. I think it looks way too big on the figure, way too too thick. But I do like the head sculpt. I think that looks good. And again, overall, I think the figure looks true to how she looked in the comic book. Now, articulation is basic. It's not the greatest. Definitely be nice if we saw double jointed knees, elbows, maybe some ankle pivot. But again, it's on par with what we've seen in the line, so no surprises there. So the wave with this figure is starting to hit shelves now. You can find it at places like Target. We'll have a full gallery of images up at toynewseye.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook and or Twitter pages. I'll have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, I'll catch you later.